turn on your camera and we will start the roll call soon. Okay, now we're going to start the roll call. Please state your, if your country is being called, please state your status, which whether it is present or present or voting. If you're present, you may abstain during the substantial vote. And if you're present and voting, you're not allowed to abstain during the substantial vote. Okay, we're going to start with the first one, the delegation of Italy. Are you the delegation of Italy? Italy. Calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. Italy is absent. Malaysia. Malaysia. Calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. Absent. Qatar. Calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. Malaysia is absent. United Kingdom. Sorry, absent. United Kingdom. Calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. United Kingdom is absent. Thailand. Thailand.
Present and voting.
Delegate Thailand is present and voting. Egypt.
Present and voting.
Egypt is present and voting. Argentina. Argentina. Argentina is calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. Argentina is absent. Nigeria. Nigeria. Calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. Nigeria is absent. New Zealand. New Zealand. Calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. New Zealand is absent. Switzerland. Switzerland. Calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. Switzerland is absent. Vietnam.
Republic of Vietnam present and voting.
Vietnam is present and voting. Kenya. Kenya. Calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. Kenya is absent. Bangladesh. Bangladesh. Calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. Bangladesh is absent. Singapore. Singapore. Calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. Singapore is absent. Turkey. Turkey. Calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. Turkey is absent. Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia present and voting.
Saudi Arabia is present and voting. South Korea.
South Korea in here and present and voting.
South Korea is present and voting. Canada. Canada. Calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. Canada is absent. Australia.
The Commonwealth of Australia present and voting.
Australia is present and voting. Mexico. Mexico. Calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. Mexico is absent. Indonesia. Indonesia. Calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. Indonesia is absent. South Africa. South Africa. Calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. South Africa is absent. Brazil.
The Federative Republic of Brazil, present and voting.
Brazil is present and voting. Russia.
Delegate of Russian Federation is present and voting.
India. India.
Yeah.
Calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. India is absent. Japan.
No.
the delegate of Japanese present and voting. Thank you, Chair.
Japan is present and voting. China, 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 calling once, calling thrice, calling thrice. China is absent. United States, United States, calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. United States is absent. Are there any countries that hasn't been called upon? If none, according to the roll call, the procedural threshold is 5 and the two-third majority is 6. So in order to pass a motion, we need 5 delegates, and in order to pass a draft resolution, we need 6 delegates. Now the floor is open for general speaker list. Countries who are in favor of joining the speaker list, please raise your hand. The delegation of Brazil, Australia, the delegation of Thailand, Vietnam, Russia, and Japan. Delegation of Saudi Arabia, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Chair. Geopolitical conflict pose significant challenges to free trade agreement. This conflict disrupts supply chain, create uncertainty, and hinder economic growth. For Saudi Arabia, stability and peace are crucial for the success of this agreement. In an interconnected world, economic disruption in one region can have far-reaching consequences, affecting global market and livelihood. Saudi Arabia firmly believes in the power of dialogue and cooperation to resolve conflict. We advocate for peaceful solution and the importance of diplomatic in mitigation tension. It is essential for nations to work together to create a stable and predictable trading environment. Moreover, free trade agreements are vital for economic development, fostering innovation and create jobs. By addressing geopolitical challenges collaboratively, we can ensure that this agreement contribute to shared prosperity and global stability. Saudi Arabia urges all nations to prioritize a peaceful resolution and collaborative effort. Together, we can overcome these challenges and build a more prosperous and harmonious world. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you that your time has elapsed. The delegate of South Korea, the floor is yours. The delegate of South Korea. The delegate of South Korea. It seems that she's not here. The delegation of Brazil, you're next. The floor is yours.
Your Excellency Sherber, thank you for giving us recognition. We would like to say we're looking forward to this fourth session in order to move on also with the draft resolution in this session. And first of all, we would like to address the issues that we've stated in as per previous session about the thing that should we address is about the how to distribute the commitment and how to distribute the some certain points to certain countries also. For example, at previous session, the delegation of Russian Federation, they stated that their country need to make stronger commitment to these free trade agreements. Also, for example, we know that, for example, in Europe continents, there is high demand on the energy commodities in Europe region. And right now, since the conflict in our geopolitical conflict in this region, so the European countries take the energy commodities from developing countries, and developing countries need a technology, need their transformative technology, so it can a win-win solution for two countries, between the main player and between developing and underdeveloped countries. So the memorandum of understanding in negotiation and the comprehensive dialogue can be addressed also in order to manage those
Your time
obstacles.
has
Thank you.
elapsed. Australia, delegation of Australia, the floor is now yours.
Thanks, Chair. And first of all, the delegate of Australia thank for all member states to the solution of our problem in this Council of WTO. So in this commit session, Australia hope that we can have a coalition to make a draft solution for our problem in the world. So let's make the world better for everyone. Let's make world better for whoever in this world, such as the solution that Brazil give to the delegation of Brazil give to us, such as the solution Japan give to us, the strengthening principle and commitment, the strengthening the international and regional cooperation. So let's make the draft, let's make the coalition to make the draft solution in this conversation. And I hope, and the Australian delegation of Australian hope that we can have a discussion in this time. Let's take an action. Thanks. The time yield to Chair. Thanks, Chair.
Time absorbed, the delegation of Thailand, the floor is yours.
All right. As the representative of the Kingdom of Thailand, it's with great privilege that I address the Student Assembly on the critical topic of geopolitical dynamics within the World Trade Organization, or WTO. Geopolitical conflict often manifests in various forms. Moreover, Thailand recognizes the evolving nature of global trade, which increasingly influenced by digital transformation, climate change, and imperative of sustainable development. It's therefore incumbent upon the WTO to adapt proactively to this new realization, ensure that trade policies and are not only equitable but also responsive to the needs of all the nation, particularly those facing geopolitical constraints. Thailand references its steadfast commitment to multilateralism, the rule of law, and the peaceful resolution of dispute within the frameworks of the WTO. We stand ready to collaborate with our fellow member states to navigate the complexities of geopolitical dynamics, uphold the principle of free and fair trade, and secure a prosperous future for all nations. Thank you. That's pretty much from me. Time to chair.
Time absorbed, the delegation of Vietnam, the floor is yours.
Let's check, am I audible?
Yes.
Responding to last thing we need to know, I really agree with the Japan things. We need to strengthening principle and the commitment as the first solution. And then second, we must know what is the process and mechanism of improvement. And last, we need to know about the international cooperation in here. For this current status quo, the geopolitical conflict really affecting the stakeholder that really need need the trade or the commodity, especially in the energy. In the energy sector, we just really need the roles of this country that currently in the geopolitical conflict, such as Russia, because Russia is one of the country that supply a lot of energy. We need to make a more participation to them, and we must find a new way, a new solution for the draft resolution to solve this kind of motion or this kind of the problem. We really hope World Trade Organization will just make our discussion furthermore, especially in the case of principle and a commitment, and last for the process and mechanism. And yeah, that's all for me. Back to the chair.
Time adored. The floor is now open for motions. Delegates who are in favor of a motion, please raise your hand. The delegation of Brazil.
The delegate of the Federative Republic of Brazil would like to raise a motion in moderated caucus in order to talk about the assistance, the advocate assistance in World Trade Organization. Total time being 15 minutes, enable speaking time being 1.5 minutes. Sorry.
Could you type in the topic in the chat Zoom chat box, please?
Okay. Wait.
Delegation of Japan.
Thank you, Chair. So before we open for motion, we want to ask about, is it possible to open for unmoderated caucus?
Yes, it is. This floor is open for moderate and unmoderated caucus.
Thank you, Chair. So Delegate of Japan is propose a motion for unmoderated caucus with the maximum total time is
The rest of the time would be 43 minutes.
40 minutes is very long. Okay, I think we think 20 minutes for unmoderated caucus.
20, an unmoderated caucus for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, the delegation of Russia.
Okay. Delegate of Russia would like proposed motion, moderated caucus, with total time 15 minutes, in each time speaking 1.5 minutes, with the topic enhancing WTO accountability through annual progress reports on trade challenges.
Enhancing WTO accountability through
Annual progress reports.
annual progress reports
Yeah, on trade challenges.
on trade challenges.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna vote from the most destructive motion to the least destructive motion, starting from the motion from Japan with an unmoderated caucus for 20 minutes. If you are in favor, please raise your hand. In order to pass the motion in this session, we need 5 votes. So now we have 3 votes. In order to pass this motion, we need 2 more votes. Since none, this motion fails. Next, we have the motion from Brazil on a moderated caucus on the topic of advocacy assistance in WTO. If you're in favor, please raise your hand. In order to pass this motion, we need 1 more delegate. This motion fails. Now we're going to move on to the motion proposed by Russia. It is the 15-minute moderate caucus on the topic of enhancing WTO accountability through annual progress reports on trade challenges. If you're in favor, please raise your hand. in order to pass the motion, we need 5 votes. Since we only have 4, we need 1 more to pass this motion. There is 6 votes. This motion passed. So it's the 5th. Russia, would you like to be the first one or the last one?
The last one.
Okay. Countries who are willing to be in this motion, in this moderated caucus, please raise your hand. Any other countries? Brazil, Japan, Australia, Vietnam. Other countries? I would like to add in Saudi Arabia and Thailand. The delegation of Brazil, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency Chairboard, thank you for giving us recognition. We would like to thank the delegation of Russian Federation for their proposition of this motion. So since our motion right now is to about enhancing World Trade Organization accountability through annual progress reports on trade challenges, so we would like to address from another viewpoint in trade challenges. So that's why our main propose why we raise the motion about the advocacy assistance in World Trade Organization, because for example, the countries that they given the strict trade policies given to them, so they can make lawsuits in the World Trade Organization, and we can give more suitable advocacy assistance for them from the especially the developing and underdeveloped countries international trade, so they can make lawsuits, and World Trade Organization can facilitate more suitable law assistance in order to make more suitable and more sustainable trade relations between member states in World Trade Organization, and it will be also in transparency and the open of information to the other member states, so they can take further action according to the information with all which it could be included in our draft resolution. Thank you.
Japan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity. This is the delegate of Japan speaking. So about the enhancing WTO accountability about from the annual report. Actually, WTO itself has some annual report yearly in their website. So it's about how the trade is maintained and how the trade is doing for each country. So for the solution by the delegate of Russia is for the motion for the delegate of Russia about the enhancing with the WTO accountability, maybe we can include it in the process and mechanism improvement, because the yearly annual report is already on the WTO, but maybe we can process it and improve the mechanism of this report. So we agree with the delegate of Brazil that in this report we we focus on the solution about the dispute settlement, about how the another country can solve the conflict with another country rather than we have some report. So maybe we can focus on the mechanism about how we eliminate the geopolitical conflict. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, next the delegation of Australia. The floor is yours.
Thanks, Chair. It's delegates of Australia speaking. First of all, Australia believe that the key of the enhancing the accountability in the annual reports of WTO, Australia believe that the first key is the human resource that works in WTO, and the Commonwealth of Australia is ready to give our human resource to work in the WTO, and the second key of this enhancing is that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia mentioned it before, that transparency is the important key of this enhancing. So the transparency and the accountability and the informed decision making and the stakeholder engagement, that's Australia believe that will make the annual reports of WTO better in the next year of or in the future. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you, Australia. Vietnam, the floor is yours.
Check, am I audible?
Yes.
In changing World Trade Organization accountability through the annual progress report on trade. So first, member of state need to maintain the performance of the collective performance of the accountability itself. So when we participate in the World Trade Organization have their own authority to just making sure which policy or the which negotiation that they should use, and the next policy that they just do. And changing World Trade Organization accountability through the annual progress, I really agree with the previous speaker from the Japan, from the Brazil, and then from the Australia. I really believe that we need to care about the human resource. We need to care about all the factors that can make World Trade Organization accountability become better. When World Trade accountability become better, we can just make a more we can just make more accurate things, accurate solution when we just facing this current geopolitical problem. When we have this kind of geopolitical problem, we must have the long-term, mid-term, and the short-term solution to this to responding of this kind of geopolitical condition. Thank you. Back to the chair.
Reminding this is a moderated caucus, so there's no yielding time back to the chair. Now the delegate of Saudi Arabia, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity. Saudi Arabia acknowledges the importance of enhancing accountability through annual progress. A report on trade, this report serves as vital tool to assess the effectiveness and impact of trade agreement. Firstly, they provide transparency allowing member state and stakeholders to track commitment and outcomes. Secondly, annual report foster accountability by holding nations accountable to their trade obligation and commitment. Thirdly, they promote dialogue and collaboration among member states, facilitating continuous improvement and adjustment and trade policy. Saudi Arabia enhanced the need for robust and comprehensive annual progress report and encompass economic, social, and environmental dimension. By enhancing accountability through this report, we can strengthen global trade governance and ensure that trade agreement contribute to sustainable development by prosperity for all. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, delegation of Saudi Arabia. The delegation of Thailand, the floor is yours.
Honorable Chair and all delegates, Thailand recognizes the role of the WTO in fostering global economic stability and promoting equitable trade relations among nations. In our interconnected world, transparency and accountability are essential to maintaining trust and ensuring the effectiveness of multilateral trade agreements. To this end, Thailand proposes the implementation of null progress report within the WTO framework. These reports will serve as a comprehensive assessment of the challenges and achievements encountered in international trade over the past year. They will encompass key areas such as trade barriers, disputes, market access issue, and complaints with WTO rules. Thailand stands ready to collaborate with all WTO members to strengthen accountability and transparency with the organization. By implementing annual progress report on the trade challenges, we can reinforce the WTO rules as a catalyst for fair, inclusive global trade. That's pretty much from me. Time to share.
Reminding this is a moderated caucus, so there's no yielding back to the chair. Now the delegation of Russia, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you to the Honorable Chair and distinguished delegate. The Russian Federation stresses and emphasizes the importance of transparency and accountability within the WTO. As we look towards addressing the challenges of free trade agreements amid geopolitical conflict, it's essential for Director General to provide annual reports on our progress. Even though this annual report already exists in WTO itself, as mentioned by the delegate of Japan, but this annual report is still still important and need the improvisation. So because this report which will serve as a crucial benchmark highlighting our collective effort and achievement in navigating complex trade dynamics. And yeah, by fostering transparency, we can enhance trust among member states and reinforce the WTO's role in promoting stability and fairness in global trade. Russia calls upon all of the member states to support this initiative as it's integral to maintaining the integrity and effectiveness of our collective trade
Delegation of
policies.
Russia.
Thank you.
Your time has elapsed. Now the chair
Thank you.
is opening motions and is in favor of an unmoderated caucus. Are there any motions on the floor? The delegation of Brazil.
The delegation of Federative Republic of Brazil would like to raise a motion to open unmoderated caucus for 20 minutes.
For 20 minutes. Are there any motions on the floor? Since none, we'll be voting for the motion proposed by the delegation of Brazil, which is an unmoderated caucus for 20 minutes. Delegates who are in favor of, please raise your hand. We need one more to pass this motion. There is 5 delegates who's voted for this motion, so this motion passes. The unmoderated caucus starts now.
Okay, Chair, can we make about the what is the deadline for the draft resolution?
The deadline for the draft resolution is before the fifth committee session.
Thank you, Chair. So, delegates, maybe we can moving on to our draft resolution drafting.
Yes. Okay, delegates, maybe is there any delegates who would like to create a link for the draft resolution?
We think that the delegation of Japan, perhaps he has the draft resolution, right?
Yeah, I have the draft. Yeah, I have the draft.
Yes. Okay. So we think that we should go on with that because for cutting the time because before the fifth session, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I shared the link on our group.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
So for the that we agree that our draft resolution is contains three chapter. Chapter 1 is strengthening principle and commitment. Chapter 2 is process and mechanism improvement, and chapter 3 about the international and regional cooperation, right? So delegates, please put your solution on the draft resolution. If you have solution in chapter 1, put it in chapter 1. If you have solution in chapter 2, please put it in chapter 2, and so on and so on. And don't forget, use operative and preambulatory clauses, operative clauses in your draft, in our draft resolution. Maybe we the delegate of Japan want to make what the name is preambulatory, the preamble for our draft resolution.
We think that it written in our handbook of PPID. It written in handbook.
Yeah,
The
and written
preambulatory
on
and
our,
operative clauses, yes.
yeah, just use that, guys.
Sorry, pardon delegate of Japan. Maybe would you like to repeat the article number 3 that you have mentioned before?
Article number 3 is international and regional cooperation.
The
No, no, no,
delegates,
no.
dear delegates. By the way, we're starting to write our draft resolution for your information.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, guys. Don't forget to put your country name on signatories. Your official country name. For example, Vietnam is Republic of Vietnam. So please write your official name is Republic of Vietnam. Thank you.
How many preambulatory or operative clauses that we're gonna write it in our draft resolution? How many?
What? Sorry.
How many preambulatory clauses that we have, or how many operative clauses?
Actually, it's up to us.
Okay. Then okay. Just go. Thanks.
Thank you. guys, before moving on, who is the sponsor for this draft resolution, guys? Lou? Is it okay if delegate of Japan promoting himself to be sponsor to the draft resolution? Is it okay?
Okay.
Sponsors. Okay, thank you guys.
How what the minimum state to be joined?
Chair, the sponsor and signatories, the minimum and the maximum and the spot for the sponsor and signatories.
Hello, Chair.
Hello. Sorry, did you call?
Yeah, Chair. We would like to asking about how many the states that can join as a sponsor on this
So
draft resolution.
for this draft resolution, a minimum of 2 sponsors, and for the signatories, it's a minimum of 3.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Chair.
Delegates of Japan.
Um, can we join to as a sponsor, Japan?
Wait a moment, the chair stands corrected. For the sponsor, 1 is enough.
Oh,
And
okay.
since the time is almost over, the time is almost over. The chair is in. The time is over, so the chair is opening a motion to suspend the debate because we're having a break. The delegate of Russia.
Okay. The delegate of Russia would like propose a motion to suspend the debate. Thank you, Chair.
Since this is a one and only motion, this debate clearly passes. We're on a break now, and we will be back on 6:20. Thank you, everyone. Okay, let's start the roll call first. If your state is being called, please state your status, which is present or present and voting. Now let's start the roll call. Italy, calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. If is absent. Malaysia, calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. Malaysia is absent. Qatar, calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. Qatar is absent. United Kingdom, calling once, calling twice, calling thrice. United Kingdom is absent. Thailand
Absent and voting.
is present and voting. Egypt, Egypt is absent. Argentina. Argentina. Argentina is absent. Nigeria. Nigeria. Nigeria is absent. New Zealand. New Zealand. New Zealand is absent. Switzerland. Switzerland. Switzerland is absent. Vietnam.
Present and voting.
Vietnam is present and voting. Kenya. Kenya. Kenya is absent. Bangladesh.
Bangladesh present and voting.
Bangladesh is present and voting. Singapore.
Singapore present and voting.
Singapore is present and voting.
Thank you.
Turkey. Turkey is absent. Saudi Arabia.
The Kingdom
Saudi-
of Arabia present and voting.
Saudi Arabia is present and voting. South Korea. South Korea.
Present and voting.
South Korea is present and voting. Canada. Canada. Canada is absent. Australia.
The Commonwealth of Australia present and voting. Thanks, Chair.
Australia is present and voting. Mexico. Mexico. Mexico is absent. Indonesia. Indonesia. Indonesia is absent. South Africa. South Africa. South Africa is absent. Brazil.
The
Brazil.
Federative Republic of Brazil is present and voting.
Brazil is present and voting. Russia.
Delegate of Russia is present and voting. Thank you, Chair.
Russia is present and voting. India. 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 India is absent. Japan. Japan.
Delegate of Japan is present and voting.
Japan is present and voting. China. China. China is absent. United States. United States. United States is absent. So after the roll call, we can see that there are 10 delegates present, and with the procedure threshold of 5 and 2/3 majority of 7. So in order to pass a motion, we need 5 delegates to vote on the matter, and 2/3 and 7 delegates to pass a draft resolution. So at this moment, the chair has received a draft resolution by Japan and is in favor of motioning for introduction of draft resolution. So the floor is open for motions. Are there any motions? Delegate of Japan.
Delegate of Japan is would like to raise a motion to introduce the draft resolution.
Proposer is Japan. Are there any seconder?
The seconder will be delegate of Brazil.
Delegate of Brazil.
Okay.
Okay, so the delegate of Japan has proposed to introduce their draft resolution with their seconder Brazil. And those who's in favor, please raise your hand. Those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, this motion passes. So I will share the screen of the draft resolution, and there will be 5 minutes of reading time, and then after the reading time, there will be 5 minutes of introduction time, and then there will also be a Q&A session. Please wait for a moment. I will also send this to by like through the Zoom chat room, so you may also read it by chat. Okay, the reading time is over. Now, please, the state of Japan, you have the floor to introduce this draft resolution for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chair. So thank you to all of the delegates in this council, where now we are at the end of our session and at the end of our meeting in World Trade Organization. We, the delegate of Japan, we give a highest appreciation to all of the delegates in here. Our delegates in here is doing great. They have amazing solution for our issue about the free trade agreement and their challenges. delegate of Japan. Want to give applause to the Republic of Vietnam, the Kingdom of Thailand, the Commonwealth of Australia, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the Federative Republic of Brazil, the Republic of South Korea, Bangladesh, Russian Federation, the delegate of Singapore, the Emirate of Qatar. So we delegate from the World Trade Organization, affirming the role of the WTO in facilitating dialogue and cooperation among its member states and to overcome trade barrier and dispute. Alarmed by the direct impact of ongoing geopolitical conflict in international free trade agreement, we recognizing the importance of the FTA in promoting economic growth, reducing trade barriers, and fostering international cooperation. We acknowledging the challenges posed by the geopolitical tension, discrimination, and economic disparities that can undermine the effectiveness of FTAs. We affirming the commitment of WTO member states uphold to the principle of non-discrimination, transparency, and fair trade practices, and we emphasizing the need for a collaborative and inclusive approach to address this challenge and enhance the benefit of FTA to all the member states. We encourage all delegates to fix any problem together, such as unilateral development, trade solution, and act. Then all delegates will be sounding about how to make conflict stop with united commitment. We recommend to unify the vision of peace, conflict resolution, and agree together on the commitment of conflict termination, economic recovery through unilateral and state cooperation, and perpetually human rights as the main point in carrying out of the mission of optimizing international trade. So, in chapter 1, we conclude that our solution is on 3 chapters. The chapter 1 is strengthening principle and commitment. For the point A, we encourage all member states to strengthen principle and commitment. For our solution, the first one is we emphasize the Federation of Russia to stop the conflict due to sanction by Western countries, which resulted not being able to receive benefit from the FTAs. And we affirm the importance of respecting and following fundamental principles of the WTO, the non-discrimination principle, fair and equitable treatment, and transparency of the trade practices. And we encourage to all the WTO members to maintain the integrity and foundation principle of FTA, despite there are the geopolitical tension, ensuring trade agreement and stabilizing force. We consider to collaborating with all member states and support effort to strengthen the independence, efficiency, and transparency of the dispute settlement process. And we encourage our WTO member states to maintain the integrity and foundation principle of the FTA. Well, that's for the chapter 1 of our draft resolution. And chapter 2 for our draft resolution, we discussing and we have solution for the process and mechanism improvement. We recommend the establishment of special task force within the WTO to monitor and analyze the impact of geopolitical conflict, to share the special invitation from the WTO to conflicting member states, and provide technical assistance such as legal experts serve as a mediator to aid the member state. And we propose a phased implementation of the resolution, starting with pilot program for fast track resolution and training, and expanding based on the feedback and success. We emphasize to enhance human resource in WTO, to enhance annual report. And we call for the enhancement of transparency and inclusivity in WTO decision making. And we urge the WTO Secretariat to review and stream procedure for dispute resolution. Next. Chapter 3, we conclude that our solution is also about the international and regional cooperation. So on the point A, we recommend to our regional trade organization, FTA, to solve the current impact of geopolitical urgency. We emphasize to enhance human resource with mutual recognition agreement. When we approve fair trade and secure prosperity for all of the nation, we promote harmonization trade standard across participating countries to reduce trade barriers and simplify cross-border transaction. We affirm to strengthening the capacity of worker, employers, organizations, governmental institutions. We invited interconnected world. Transparency and accountability are essential to maintaining trust and ensuring the effectiveness. We encourage increased international and regional cooperation among member states, and we call for the promotion of dialogue and exchange for best practices among member states. And we urge member states to submit regular progress report on their effort for implement the provision of this resolution of the WTO Secretariat. So that's all of our solution for our issue in free trade agreement and their challenges. And we hope with this draft resolution, with all of the solution from all of the nation that on this council, we hope that will be a harmonization to the world and we can tackle the free trade agreement problem together. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Delegate of Japan. Are there any questions on the floor? Are there any questions on the floor? Since none, we are going to move on to the next procedure, which is the voting procedure. Before moving on, we'll do another roll call. And please state your status, whether it is present or present voting. Delegate of Italy. Delegate of Italy. Italy is absent. Delegate of Malaysia. Delegate of Malaysia. Malaysia is absent. Qatar. Qatar. Delegate of Qatar is absent. United Kingdom. United Kingdom. United Kingdom is absent. Delegate of Thailand.
Present and voting.
Thailand is present and voting. Egypt. Egypt. Egypt is absent. Argentina. Argentina. Argentina is absent. Nigeria. Nigeria. Nigeria is absent. New Zealand. New Zealand. New Zealand is absent. Switzerland. Switzerland. Switzerland is absent. Vietnam.
The Republic of Vietnam present and voting.
Vietnam is present and voting. Kenya. 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 Kenya is absent. Bangladesh. Bangladesh. Bangladesh is absent. Singapore. Singapore. The delegate of Singapore has received on the screen. Singapore. Singapore is absent. Turkey. Turkey. Turkey is absent. Saudi Arabia.
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia present and voting.
Saudi Arabia is present and voting. South Korea.
Korea is present and voting.
South Korea is present and voting. Canada. Canada. Canada is absent. Australia.
The Commonwealth of Australia present and voting.
Australia is present and voting. Mexico. Mexico. Mexico is absent. Indonesia. Indonesia. Indonesia is absent. South Africa. South Africa. South Africa is absent. Brazil.
The
Brazil.
Federative Republic of Brazil is present and voting.
Brazil is present and voting. Russia.
Delegate of Russian Federation is present and voting. Thank you, Chair.
Present and voting. India. India. India is absent. Japan.
The delegate of Japan is present and voting.
China. China is absent. United States. United States. United States is absent. Are there any delegates that haven't been called upon? Are there any delegates that are not called upon?
Sorry, Chair. Delegate of
I'm sorry.
Delegate of Italy present.
You're present? Okay. Delegate of Italy is present. Delegate of Qatar.
Sorry, delegate of Singapore present and vote.
Singapore is present and voting.
Thank you.
Okay. I see the delegate of Qatar is raising your hand.
The delegate of Qatar present and voting.
Qatar is present and voting. So we can see that there's 11 delegates present at this moment, and to pass a procedural threshold, we need 6 delegates, and to pass, and the 2/3 majority is 8, which means in order to pass a draft resolution, we need 8 delegates to vote on the draft resolution. Now, going back to the draft resolution, we're going to vote by the initials of the country, starting with Australia.
Australia,
How would you like
yes.
to vote? Australia, yes. Brazil,
Point of information, Chair. Point of
Yes.
information.
yes.
Is there any yes with rights?
None. There's none yes with rights. For this council, there's none.
Okay, then the Federative Republic of Brazil is yes.
Yes. Italy, the delegate of Italy. The delegate of Italy. Moving on, the delegate of Japan.
Delegate of Japan highly in favor in this resolution.
Japan voted yes. Delegate of Qatar. The delegate of Qatar. I'm sorry, could you raise your voice?
Yes, sir.
Oh, the delegate of Qatar voted yes. The delegate of Russia.
The delegate of Russian Federation is in favor. Thank
The
you,
delegate
Chair.
of Russia in favor. The delegate of Saudi Arabia.
The delegate of Saudi Arabia is yes.
So the delegate of Saudi Arabia is in favor. Singapore.
The delegates of Singapore is yeah.
The delegation of Singapore voted yes. South Korea.
The delegate of South Korea is yes.
South Korea voted yes. The delegate, the delegate of Thailand.
Kingdom of Thailand, yes.
The delegate of Thailand voted yes. The delegate of Vietnam.
The delegate of Vietnam vote for yes.
The delegate of Vietnam voted for yes. As you can see, so the 2/3 of majority of this session is 8, and we have 10 voted yes. So this draft resolution clearly passed. Congratulations, delegate. Now, in order to finish this session, I need a motion to adjourn the debate. The delegate of Saudi Arabia. The delegate of Saudi Arabia.
No, Chair. I don't have a motion.
We don't have. I need a motion to. The chair is in favor for a motion to close the debate. Are there any motions? The delegate of Brazil.
The delegate of Federative Republic of Brazil would like to raise a motion in order to close the debate.
Close the debate. Since this is a one and only motion, with the discussion of chair, this motion clearly passed. Congratulations, delegate, for today's session, and thank you for all the great work. Before we end this meeting, I would like to give a few feedbacks. First of all, I would like to thank you all and congratulate you all for completing the draft resolution and also writing your position paper in such a short amount of time. And I can see the improvement from today and yesterday, because yesterday some of you have veered off the topic, but today I could see the improvement. You were on topic and everything was going smoothly. But there are still some I can see that some delegates are experienced or highly active, and I can see some who are a bit more quiet. So I hope in the next MU and you all participate, you could be more active, since this is a platform for you to express yourself and know more about the world. And that's all from me. Are there any more from my partner, Anissa? Are there any more feedback from Anissa?
All right, I would like to inform that tomorrow we have a closing and awarding session, and the most important thing is international symposium. So I hope all of you can join it. See you tomorrow.
Okay, so before closing this, I would like to have a documentation session. Anissa, can you help screenshot the screen?
Okay.
Okay, everyone.
Chair, can you please close this?
Oh, the share screen. Sorry.
Okay. Everyone, please open the camera. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, one more. 1, 2.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. You may leave the meeting. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Chair,
Yeah,
for
thank you.
conducting this debate.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Yeah, that's all okay.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Chair, and all of the
Yeah.
committee.